Find your equity. How?
Log on to Business Today TV.
Welcome, you're tuned into Business Today TV, and this is Market Today, a show where we focus on the upcoming IPOs. I'm Sakshi Batra. Well, Fusion Microfinance is on our radar today. The IPO of the microfinance lender will be coming up with this issue, in fact, on November 2nd. And joining us to discuss more on this IPO, I'm joined by somebody very special. Joining in is the management of the company with me, Mr. Devesh Sachdev joins right in. Welcome, sir, and thank you so much for taking the time out for this discussion. Well, let me put the first question to you to help a wider audience, our viewers, to really understand a bit more about the company. Help us understand the objective of this upcoming IPO, and also how will it be really helping the company and the future shareholders?
Thank you, Sakshi. It's a pleasure to be on your platform. So, yes, if you see the overall issue, 600 crore is the primary. So, before I come to that, I will first just share some headline numbers. We are the second largest company in the NBFC MFI sector. We have 2.9 million customers. We are present in 19 states. We basically have around 10,000 people working for us. Around 1,000, close to 1,000 branches. We are the only company which has been able to attract Wow Pincus, a very marquee investor. Globally, this is their first investment in the microfinance space. We are rated by all the three rating agencies as A-, CRISIL, CARE, and ICRA. So coming to your point on, so this primary infusion will be used to grow our loan book. We are, as I mentioned, we are in 19 states. We have close to 1,000 branches. We see, and we are in Hindi heartland, just 7 sister states, and all the states where there's a huge potential to grow as far as microfinance is concerned. That is, this will be used to grow our loan book.
Okay, understood that. Also, if you could help us understand what will be the shareholding post the IPO as well, since you yourself and some of the other key promoters and shareholders would be offloading some part as part of the OFS into this issue as well?
Yeah. So, our two strategic investors, Creations, they invested in the company in 2016, Sakshi, and Wow Pincus, they came in the cap table in 2018. They have locked in their shares for, as a promoter, 20% lock-in for the next 3 years with me. So they stay invested. If you see overall between myself, Wauberg, and Creation, we hold around 85%. Post listing, I think this, and very little what we are selling, we still be holding around 68 to 70% of the company.
Okay, understood that. Also help us a little bit more on, we do understand that the company provides financial services to the unserved and the underserved women in rural and the peri-rural areas as well. You did mention the current customer base that you have, and across, several states right there, and about 377 districts as well. Geographically, is there more concentration on the northern side? Is it evenly distributed across India? Going forward, what do we expect as far as the expansion is concerned?
Yeah. So, Sakshi, we are the only organically diversified company. As I mentioned, 19 states, not a single state where we have more than 20% portfolio. Not a single district out of 377 districts where the portfolio is more than 3%. Diversification, rural focus, and, being starting from some of the perceived difficult markets like UP, Bihar, has been our key strategy. I think that is our key competitive strength.
Okay.
We are if I talk about the top 5 states, Sakshi, Bihar, UP, Madhya Pradesh, Odisha, Tamil Nadu. So we are well diversified. We have a huge potential to grow. We have, as I mentioned, we have 900 branches as of March. Out of which, Sakshi, 400 branches have come up in the last 3 years. And their contribution to my overall business is only 25%. So 500 branches which have a vintage of more than 3 years, they contribute 75% of the business. So I think we have a huge levers. We have to build the company with a very focused approach. Various cycles, Fusion has given a very sustainable growth rate, and we have managed some of these cycles better. We have the right team to really make sure that whatever the opportunity is available. Just to give you one more data point, Sakshi, when the COVID happened, we were ninth in India.
Yes.
In the NBFC MFI space, we are now second in India.
Correct.
I think it is primarily because of that the kind of network we have built, the kind of people we have, our investment in technology, and very, very focused approach on managing the risk and but still able to grow.
Okay. Also help us get more insights on what is the average ticket size in these particular areas that you just talked about that you have. Also, what has been the trends of disbursals for you in the last few quarters and years, and what do you expect going forward from here?
Yeah. So coming to your first point, Sakshi, as I mentioned, we have a portfolio of 7,400 crore as of June, and we have 2.9 million customers. It comes to average outstanding of 25,000. Our average disbursement, if you see, I think second lowest in the top 10 companies, it's around 36,000. The highest loan which we give to our mature customer is maximum is 80,000. So we are very granularly, we are focused, Sakshi, on making sure that we keep on adding new customers. Just to give one more data point, last year, 21-22, we added 600,000 new customers.
Okay.
So the idea is that we are able to grow. We are able to grow in a more sustainable manner.
That's true. Also help us understand broadly, what have the recent changes done by the RBI in framing the microfinance rules? How have those changed the way MFIs such as yours do business in India? How will it really change the entire, business scenario for you, for your customers as well? What are the benefits that they will, get out of these changes?
Yeah. Before that, I think you also asked me what are the disbursement trends.
Yeah.
Very quickly, last year, Sakshi, 21-22, we disbursed 6,000 crore in the complete year. This year, Q1, we have done 1,983 crore of disbursement. So average disbursement of around 650 crore. I think kind of network we have, we believe that we will be able to continue with the same spirit.
Okay.
So that's on the disbursement. Coming to your point on the new regulation, I think, Sakshi, these are regulations have to be seen from three prisms. I think one, it really shows that the policymakers, recognize and are appreciating the role played by the microfinance sector in the overall financial inclusion. That is one. The second is, if you see in the earlier regime till March 22, all the regulations, margin caps, interest rate caps, borrowing caps, everything, all the caps were only on the NBFC MFI sector.
Right.
Which constitute around 37% of the overall pie. Now, with this regulation, there's a uniformity which has come in, so which is very important. And with the new rules of assessing the household income on the fixed, obligation to income ratio, I believe this will increase the sustainability of the customer. On the other side, by deregulating the price, they have given companies like NBFC MFIs some kind of elbow room to, price the risk and also make sure that we are able to give a sustainable returns to our shareholders.
True. Also, if you could just help us understand, since you said that, most of the proceeds which you will be garnering from the fresh issue will be going into expanding of your loan book. So what does the current loan book stand at and where do you see it going?
So look, we are right now at, as of June, is 7,400 crore, Sakshi.
Okay.
I think, as I mentioned to you, I can only talk about the last 3 years, Sakshi. In the midst of the COVID, our compounded annual growth rate has been in the range of 35 to 36%. If you look at last 5-6 years, it is around 45-46%. I know this was on a smaller base, but last 3 years. So I think the point I'm trying to drive here is that, we are in the right geographies. As I mentioned, some of these geographies has a huge potential to grow. We are well diversified. We have set up the network. 400 branches, our contribution is only 25%. We will see a huge productivity coming from those branches. We have the people, technology. We have actually navigated the COVID much better than most of the companies. So I think we are well placed to give a very sustainable, growth rate over the next 3 to 5 years.
Okay, could you specify for us what are the key challenges going forward for you that you may want to first target?
Yeah, I think it has been a continuous exercise to build the enterprise. We are more focused on, Sakshi, on building an enterprise, whether it is credit risk, whether it is any other political risk or market risk. But I think it's a continuous exercise. We have been very focused on risk since beginning, and we always we have risk caps on each of these angles. We have invested heavily on IT just to make sure that there is no IT risk.
Right.
Huge investments have happened on the IT security, Sakshi. So I think this is a continuous, exercise. Coming to you rate risk, like we are in the rate cycle. So just to give you a sense that in the till now in this current rate cycle, our regulator RBI has increased around 140 bips, but our impact on us because of our engagement and everything is only 25 to 30 bips.
Okay.
If you look at my borrowing, Sakshi, 47% is long-term borrowing, and we are after this equity infusion, we will be a strong contender for rating upgrade. If the rating upgrade happens, whatever any new rate increase which the RBI will do will get nullified. So that we are able to maintain our NIMs. So I think we have taken all those steps. We are also locking in some money for long term on a fixed rate just to make sure that we are able to manage the cost of borrowing better.
Okay, but just to understand a little better from the viewer's point of view as well, even though the impact you said of the entire rate hike done by the RBI has not been passed on as of yet, but in this rate rising kind of a scenario that we are in currently, is there any demand broadly that you've witnessed on the credit offtake, or is it just non-mentionable?
No, I think we are seeing a good demand from our borrowers. As I mentioned to you, 6,000 crore disbursement last year, around 1,980, close to 2,000 crore in the first quarter. So we are seeing a good offtake from our borrowers because people are coming out of the COVID, the huge resilience which rural India has shown, and you will appreciate rural India in itself is now a different asset class. So what we are seeing is a good offtake, and I think and this festival season also we have seen good offtake of the credit demand. I think this will continue.
Okay. Also, Fusion is now planning to drive its secured loans business by introducing a separate NBFC that you've just announced, which will be targeted towards the small and medium-sized enterprises. Could you help us understand more on how will that be aiding growth for you? Yeah.
So, Sakshi, we started our MSME vertical 2019. We did a 3 years of pilot. So it's a small portfolio. It's around 200 crore. We have close to 70 branches. Right now, there is no plan to hive it off. So because if you see the RBI regulation, Sakshi, it is qualifying asset has to be 75. You have a headroom of 25% within this company to do other products. So we'll use that room to do MSME. But once the MSME grows, and we feel that we have to take it to a different vehicle, we will take that step. But in the next 3 years, I don't think that situation will come. We will be continuing to grow both microfinance and MSME in this vertical. In this company without having of a separate NBFC because I don't think MSME will grow that fast in the next 2-3 years. We are being more calibrated because this is a new vertical for us. We are very focused on creating a more strong foundation. I think growth will come. You will appreciate growth in India is not a problem. I think it's all about how the growth will come and how you manage the growth. So I think we are very calibrated there. But I think both these engines will give a good momentum to us going forward.
Okay, just last question to you. Currently in this entire microfinance business, what is the current market share that you hold, and going forward, how will you be looking at increasing it?
Yeah, so Sakshi, in the financing business, I don't look at market share, but broadly we look at, okay, as I mentioned to you, we are second in India. We have the largest customer base, which is 2.9 million. I think we look at more from supporting our customers. We look at more how we improve our customer service, how we make sure that we are able to grow sustainably. I think that's, unlike FMCG, I think we are more focused on a very controlled growth. We are more focused on all these aspects rather than just aspiring to be taking our market share. But I think if you look at Bihar, UP, I think we have a very, very significant market share in some of these geographies.
Okay, understood that. Well, thank you so much on that note, Mr. Sachdev, for being with us and sharing all the insights about the IPO. All the very best to you for this upcoming issue, and hope to see you soon and catch up with you to seek more insights onto your business as well. Thank you so much for being with us. Pleasure having
Thank
you
you,
with us.
Sakshi.
All right, and with that, we wrap up this edition. The IPO space is buzzing, and how one after the other the IPOs are coming in, and Fusion Microfinance IPO will be hitting the street tomorrow. And there is the management talking about how bullish they are on the growth prospects going forward from here, be it with the respect of expansion in the rural areas as well as the credit offtake, taking some signals from the festive demand as well. Thank you so much for tuning in onto this special, but do stay tuned on to Business Today TV for a whole lot more that's coming up right up on your screens from the world of business and stock markets.